So there are a lot of e-bikes on the market these days. Which one do you pick? Which one do you go for, and why do you go for it? I'm going to tell you a little bit about this new bike from Eskute. So we've got the brand new 2024 Eskute M100. This is definitely going to be a fun little bike to ride, I think. As you've seen in the past, I have a Latino Pro. This is quite a big bike, and I get out and ride this quite a lot. You can tell by the mud that is slapped all over it. I love this bike, it's a cracking bike. I've also got the little amazing step-through Star, which is just an absolute treat to ride. If you want something simple and you need to get on and off, it doesn't get any better than the little Star. Fat tyres, great bike, good range, lots of power. But this is new. This is quite light. It comes with a different style battery to the others. You can see you've got the inbuilt battery that's actually in the frame. They're almost a normal road bike with a normal standard frame, so it's a lot thinner and lighter looking. So let's get it out on the road, let's give it a run. I'm going to take it through a bit of a woodland, across a bit of a field, and maybe along the canal. It's going to be a good ride. It's going to give me a good idea whether I like it or not. That I love. That's an absolute buzz. This I'm hoping is going to be very easy to ride. Let's get it going. On the bike, I've turned the power on, and it looks like we're ready to go. So I'm just going to take it gently for now and get off onto the road, take it down and up into the woods, and we'll give it a bit of a go first before we get a bit clever with it. Riding through the woods, going up and down some of these hills in this woodland, it's extremely pokey. Put it on level 5 and it will really pull you through the woods. So already my first impressions are very, very good. It's got 7 Shimano gears, which means you can click up and down if you're going up and down hill, which is giving you enough pedal assist. It's got 5 levels of electric assist, which is also extremely good and extremely powerful on level 5. In fact, level 5 is pulling the front wheel off the ground more than it actually has done on my Pro bike, which I'm pretty impressed about. And it goes around some pretty big, cool bumps, and it handles the soft terrain quite well as well with these tyres. It's got 27.5-inch wheels, and it seems to work very, very well with that. The brakes are mechanical. They've got disc brakes front and back. They're not the most powerful of brakes, but mind the bumps, but they work, and they work okay. There is actually a cut off as well, so as you ride in the bike, the brakes will actually cut the power off the second you pull the brakes, which is really, really good, so you're not actually powering into oncoming traffic. Never an easy thing doing these riding bikes and testing them and reviewing them, because you really get out of breath. But I think this is quite an interesting bike to ride. Oh, I'm up on the road now, so knock the power down, drop it to level 1 and take a gingerly stroll along here and see how it fares. Riding it like a normal bike. Woo! There's a big lorry. On level 5 and gear number 7 on the Shimano mechanical gears, this thing really does motor along. It takes you up to 15 mile an hour, which is the maximum speed here in the UK, about 15.5. But to get you there, it really does pull you up and get you going. So another win-win for me, I think. She's pretty good. And as soon as I drop down below 15, she pulls again. A nice geometry about it as well. It's good for people between 5'1" and 6'1". I'm 5'8", so I'm pretty in the middle there. And the geometry of this feels really good. You're not sitting right over the handlebars and you're not sitting up straight. It feels a nice position to be in. It's comfortable and it rides on the road really smoothly. Now, I know you're not supposed to let go of the handlebars, but just for feeling confident with riding this bike for literally a couple of miles, I'm already confident enough to be able to let go of the handlebars and freewheel this bike. And that's a lot said for a new bike, and you're breaking it in, to be confident enough to be able to actually let go and ride it freehand. Because not all bikes are comfortable doing that, and it steers well as well. But don't do this at home. because you shouldn't be doing it. So my next little test for this will be whether she likes going across the field or not. Let's go and find the entrance. We've got a gravel track and then we've got a field. It could be a little bit muddy. We'll see if we can get across it all right, but I'm pretty confident that this is going to do it so easily. So I'm on the track now, which means I'm going to start getting a little bit more bumpier. The brakes are definitely starting to bed in now and they're getting grippier and grippier. I've done nearly 6 miles and oh, we're flying now. Oh, we've got some mud coming up. Right, so I'm just about to hit the field now and yeah, let's see how we're doing this. So this is an interesting place. I've never ridden through a cornfield or whatever it is before. So anyway, this has got a 250 watt motor and it really has proved to be an absolute dream on this bike. It's got 50 Newton meters of torque, which is probably why it helps coming up those hills, and I've thoroughly enjoyed riding this. If you want to know more, check out some more videos that I'm going to do with them as I go along. Oh, it's getting tighter and tighter, and I will see you next time. This has been a really good bike, the Eskute M100. If you want a starter bike, and this bike is under £600 at the moment, it's £599. You are not going to get a better bike for your money, I don't think, anywhere. It really is good, so get yourself one now. And I've also got a code for the standard Eskute code, which is Compton50, which will get you £50 off. This is brilliant. I love this bike, it's so good. That's it, I'm back on the main road. I've done 7 miles. It's used 2 stops of battery. My legs are all scratched up now I've gone through that cornfield. Okay, so I've just got back. I just wanted to switch it on and just have a quick 2 minutes before I cut the video off. A bit sweaty. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I really did enjoy it. It was a good little ride. It's a cracking little bike. Yeah, it's a fun little bike to ride. It comes with a headlight. I just wanted to mention a few things maybe I forgot when I was riding around. It comes with a headlight. The headlight works off the controls. I'll show you that another time. The other thing is I want to say thank you to Eskute, putting the brakes on the correct side. All the bikes I've had from Eskute, I've had to swap the brakes from left to right because the front brake should always be on your right hand, okay? And this bike, it comes standard with the brakes on the UK way round. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic, very pleased. 7 Shimano gears, as I said, 250 watt Bifang motor on the rear hub, 50 Newton meters of torque, and the geometry is fantastic. It really does feel good on just riding. It feels comfortable and it feels stable and it feels nice and balanced, and that's a really nice thing about bikes, if they're balanced. The battery locks on. So the key on the battery, as you turn the key actually locks the battery onto the bike, and then you turn the key and the battery comes off the bike. So you put the key in, you turn it around, it locks it on, it stays on the bike, and then when you want to take the battery off, you turn the key, unlocks it, and then the battery will just slide off. So it's slightly different than it is, you know, as a key release. I suppose the only other thing I could really mention is the gearing on it. The gearing, the 7 Shimano gears, is a really nice combination because your high gear is enough to be able to pedal and get a good pedaling downhill. It's got a good rotation. I think they're like 170/40 teeth or something like that. But on your low gear is obviously quite low as well, and then it gives you that performance for pulling it uphill. And with the power assist, it seems to work quite well together. So that's about it. Right, back to me riding the bike so I can say goodbye. All scratched up now I've gone through that cornfield. I've got a couple of miles to ride home. I'm just going to enjoy the ride now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please do give Eskute a look. I think this bike is fantastic for the money, I really do, and I don't say that lightly. Oh, what a little dream. The Eskute M100.